Nowadays, to say meat, particularly processed meats, is tobacco is not an exaggeration, but based on scientific health and medical facts.
Hey Tribe, Stephanie Dixon here for Green is the New Black TV, your guide to conscious living in Asia. Today we are going to be talking about if meat is the new tobacco with the wonderful David Yeung, who is the founder of Green Monday. David, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm really excited to hear more about your story. So let's tell everyone a little bit about your journey and how Green Monday came to be.
Well, I've been a vegetarian for 16 years, and at the beginning it was just out of compassion for animals. But very soon after that, I started to read a lot about the environmental impact of the meat industry and all the chemical and unnatural things that are added to meat nowadays, which are harmful to our health. So 5.5 years ago, a good friend of mine who is an iconic social entrepreneur in Hong Kong, he and I came together and we were discussing a lot of different social projects or social venture ideas, and finally the topic came to food, and that's how we came to start Green Monday.
That's really, really interesting. You were quoted to say that you think of meat as tobacco, so let's kind of unpack that a little bit and what kind of problem are we really looking at here with meat?
Obviously we all eat, most people eat 3 times or more a day, and we kind of take it for granted that these are the things that we've been eating since we grow up, and we take them for granted that these food are safe, they are the same quality that they used to be. But in fact, things have really changed a lot in the last decade or two. And the way many of the factory farming now does it is they add a lot of unnatural things, whether it's hormones, antibiotics, or the feed that animals eat are not the natural feed, but rather those are genetically modified or have a lot of different chemicals. Most recently, I think it was last year, the WHO actually mentioned and made a very shocking, I think to most people, announcement that nowadays meat, or particularly processed meat, is really bad for our health. It is directly related to causing cancer, heart disease, cholesterol of course, and many type of health issues, obesity being the obvious one as well. So the WHO actually lists processed meat as the highest level of hazard in terms of causing cancer, and it is the same level as tobacco. Nowadays, to say meat, particularly processed meat, is tobacco is not an exaggeration, but based on scientific health and medical facts.
Which is so scary, and this even scary thing is most people have no idea or are completely blinded by these scary stats. And the other big one as well that we can't deny is the effect on the climate and climate change. So maybe you can also unpack that side of it.
Wow, I mean, that is another horror story once you get into it. Most people, when they think of carbon footprint, it is related to the energy sector and the transportation sector. But majority of people still do not know that meat and livestock industry actually is one of the biggest culprits. In fact, meat industry altogether contribute more carbon than transportation combined. So another way to frame it is that if the world simply cut beef consumption, just beef, the carbon that we can save is equivalent to the entire United States or 10 countries combined, and those 10 countries are UK, Japan, Brazil, Canada, Italy, France, Spain, Germany, etc.
Which is just insane when you think about it. And the fact that also 10 countries is the equivalent to just the US as well, that's another really scary. We won't get into that today though. So now that leads perfectly into telling us a little bit more about the Green Monday philosophy.
Right. Now, for Green Monday, we do not ask people to convert into vegan. Now, of course, if they do, that's a bonus. But what we really want to do is to motivate and to mobilize the society to change the ratio of how we eat. So if someone used to be a big-time carnivore, right, 80%, 90%, or even 100% meat-centric in their diets, well, can you shift 20%? The idea of Green Monday is 1 day a week.
Yeah, which is so great because you're really empowering people to better and change their lives, but also let's impact the planet in a good way.
Exactly.
Love it. So tell us now how from Green Monday you then launched Green Common, and just kind of walk us through how that happened and what it is.
Now, Green Monday is kind of the education or the advocacy, telling people what problems we have with the planet and with our food. And then the next side or the other side of the equation is how. So Green Common really is now about bringing all the latest food technology and food products that are plant-based and recreating new dishes. So Green Common become a one-stop dining and shopping experience.
So are there any myths or misconceptions that you would love to bust about plant-based food or anything with the work that you do?
I think one of the biggest myths is that people think there's no protein or not enough protein in plant-based food. They think you can only find protein from fish, from steak, from beef, from pork, all sorts of meats. Now, first of all, there are many vegetables and plants that have a lot of protein. But we probably won't have an entire dinner of just beans or peas, for example. So what a lot of these new companies are doing is extracting the nutrition and protein from many of these plant-based food and then recreating them, repacking them into a new product that we are familiar with. Protein is no longer an issue when it comes to plant-based. In fact, it is much more healthier because you don't have to worry about hormones, antibiotics, and GMO.
So one of our favorite questions to ask is, what would Mother Nature say if she could speak right now?
I'm dying! I think those would be the 3 words that she would be screaming out loud.
So action is a really big part of our philosophy at Green is New Black. So what is one key action that our viewers can take today to be more conscious?
Well, we can all start somewhere and we can all take it upon ourselves, but no question, starting from food, reducing meat consumption, or, as we like to suggest, simply go Green Monday. Cutting our meat consumption is the easiest and fastest route that we really can save the planet, and it's, again, good for us.
Wonderful. Thank you so much,
Yes.
David. It was really wonderful to speak to you
Yep.
and hear about all that amazing stuff. And thank you for watching. I hope you learned something today so that you can live more consciously tomorrow.